everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are playing April's TBR to be rolled. So this is the TBR game that I have played every month since January of 2022. So we have been in it for a while now. I did change up some rules in January, just a little bit, so I will leave that video and the entire playlist linked down below in case you are interested. And we're going to wrap up March before we move into the actual rolls. We're also going to end up talking about the magical readathon because a new semester is coming up in April, which means I'm trying to fit in books for that into my rolls. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, we're going to start with March. So in March, I did have 5 rolls. I had 5 books that I needed to read. So far, I have fully finished 4 of them. And I have started my last one. So I have a little bit of time left in the month. I do think I'm going to finish. It's only a couple days left, but like, I'm going to finish that book. So I'm going to count this month as completed. The only one I have not finished yet is Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. It is an arc that Elliot picked for me that is coming out at the very beginning of April. So I mean, I technically still have some time to read it anyway. But then I also did finish Night Shift by Stephen King, Princess Jellyfish by Akiko Higashimura, Can't Escape Love by Alyssa Cole, and Recursion by Blake Crouch. Now, Presley also picked me a bonus book, which is over there, but it was Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. That was not actually one I had to read to complete my TBR, especially since I have not finished it or even started it yet. If I have time in the month, I want to, but we'll have to see because I still have a couple other things I need to finish. But overall, I finished. What that means is I'm allowed to buy 1 extra book. Like, it's not going to affect this game. It allows me to buy 1 extra book because I'm trying to do this thing where for every 2 books that I read that are not rereads, I get to buy 1 new book that has not been read, like to be added to my TBR. The thing is, I went over that this month. My haul video is going to come out soon, but I went over that. I had like 7 books saved up from the last 2 months that I could have bought, and I obviously read some books this month. It should have been okay. And then Barnes & Noble had a buy one get one half off manga sale, and I went overboard. So what that does mean is usually I roll 5 times to start with. However, because I went over on my buying, I'm actually going to be rolling 6 times to start with. And we do have that new rule this year where if I roll 1 color 3 times in the same video, I have to add another roll. Now that we're doing 6 rolls, it is more likely to happen. So we'll see about that. But I did want to just start off by saying I bought too many books, and I'm going to roll 1 more for my TBR game. Now, moving into the magical readathon Aurelium TBR, we are going into a new spring semester in April, which means we have to pick the calling that we want. Last year I did herbologist because I was pregnant and then had a newborn, and even though I wanted to do something that had more books and more prompts and sounded really, really interesting, I knew that was not going to happen, so I did an easier one, and I did finish it when we did the April round and then the August round. This time I want to switch it up a little bit. And G, who is the person that arranges all of this magical readathon stuff, has some new callings that sound really intriguing. And so the one that I picked for this year is Star Whisperer, because I love space. Literally, our wedding, my husband and I, it was space themed. My kids' nursery, which they don't even really use because obviously it's a nursery and like kids sleep with you in your room for like the first year. And if you're my son now still, space themed, space everything. I love sci-fi, all that kind of stuff. And so this is Star Whisperer, and it says, the cosmos speaks to all of us, but it takes true skill and insight to listen back. Star Whisperers are mages who act as receivers of celestial messages. They master the craft of tuning out the world, calming the mind, and listening to the messages from the stars. These messages are sent every day, but collecting them is only the first step of this calling. There is more stuff to it, but I'm just like, I'm in. I want to do this one so bad. So, for the spring equinox session, which is the one that we are currently doing, there are 5 prompts. I have to do Art of Illusion, Astronomy, Inscription, Lore, and Psionics and Divination. So those are actually, I guess, 5 classes that then pertain to prompts. So the prompts that I'm going to have to complete, Art of Illusion is match your clothes color to the cover color. And I was gonna use what I was wearing today. That was my plan. I'm still gonna do it. I did not think of this when I got dressed this morning, so this will be interesting. I'm basically wearing black with a little bit of blue, red, and orange. So that's what we have to pick a book for. Then we have Astronomy, which needs to have 2 letter E's in the title. So I'm assuming no more than 2, just 2 letter E's. Inscription is a book from your top or highest shelf. I do have a TBR like bookcase, and on the top shelf there's about 15 books that I could choose from, so I need something from the top shelf. Lore is a book with a map, so most likely fantasy related. And the last one, Psionics and Divination, needs to have clouds on the cover or in the title. I don't think I have any books with cloud. I was trying to look that up earlier just to sort of be prepared, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to find something with clouds on the cover, not in the title, because I don't think. I'm just gonna type in cloud on Goodreads really quick since I have my iPad here. Yeah, I have no books with cloud, so yes, I need books with clouds on the cover. So I'm gonna be rolling first. We're gonna do 6 rolls this time, and we're just gonna see what prompts we get for that. And hopefully they match some of these magical readathon prompts, because I'm doing both my game and the magical readathon, and hopefully we have some overlap. I think that is all the housekeeping we need. No, it is not all the housekeeping we need. Not the last housekeeping thing. This is my Patreon book club has selected our April book, which is In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. Our February book was Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake by Alexis Hall. We read that and had our discussion in March, and I really enjoyed that. Lots of opinions about stuff, which was perfect, but that is an adult sort of women's fiction romance sort of thing. This is a young adult fantasy with like blood magic. I don't fully know. I know I was very interested when this came in because this came in a book box. The back says, she loves a princess, she's bound to a warrior, she must betray them both. So like, I'm very intrigued. Ooh, we have bookmarks in here because like I said, this came in a book box. I have not looked into it in a while, but I think this one came in an Illuma crate, and so I'm very intrigued. Like, we have pretty end papers. But yes, so this is what my patrons nominated and chose, and I'm excited because it's so different than our last book club pick. But this is what we will be reading in April and then discussing probably at the beginning of May. So I need to try and fit this on this TBR too, if at all possible. That was the last bit of housekeeping. Okay, so we're gonna grab Presley because he loves this part, and we are gonna roll the ball. Who's gonna roll it?
You.
Me? Okay.
I can catch the ball.
Oh, you're gonna try and catch it? Okay. Ready? Roll number 1. Whoa!
I caught it.
You caught it?
It's orange.
It's orange. Okay, I'm gonna move.
I like orange.
You like orange? Me too. Can we see it yet?
Orange is my favorite.
Orange is your favorite. Every day is a new favorite. Okay, so our first roll, we got an orange, which means we are gonna go to my TBR box and pick from that. But we do have cards to go with this, which will tell us how many little pieces of paper I'm allowed to pick from. Now we're gonna pick an orange card. So which one do you want to pick? Yeah? From the bottom of the stack this time, changing up finally, we have 4. Okay, so what that means is we have my box here with all of my TBR books in it. I have not gone through and taken things out of this, I think all year. So there are things that I read in January, February, and March that are in here, but I also did put in all of the books I still need to haul for March because that's what got me in trouble with having to start with 6 rolls. They are in here. So we're gonna pick 4 pieces of paper and then I'm gonna pick a book from those. Okay, I'm not gonna look. We're gonna pick 1, which is a Star Trek book called Spock Messiah. Number 2, which is Blaze by Stephen King. I am reading Stephen King stuff this month. I just don't know if Blaze is one of them. We'll have to double check that before I choose anything. If it's not something I'm supposed to read this month, I might put that back in and pick another one so we have more things to choose from, but we'll see. Number 3 is Star Trek Bloodthirst, so another Star Trek novel. And number 4 is Angel and Spike Volume 3 and 4. This is in the new Boom Comics, Buffy comics. The thing is, this is not the next ones I need to read, so if I choose this, it'll be the next ones in that stack. I don't think I'm going to though. Let me double check on Blaze to make sure I don't get to like put that back in and take another one out. So I checked. Blaze is not actually something I'm doing for the Stephen King project this year. It's just a Stephen King book I have, so I left it as one of the options. I don't think I want to read the Buffy stuff quite yet because I need to figure out where I am on that. So basically I have the 2 different Star Trek novels that we can choose from. We have Spock Messiah. This is by Theodore R. Cogswell and Charles A. Spano Jr. This is a sort of like offshoot of the original series Star Trek novels, because like this one, Bloodthirst, is number 37 and it's like part of the series. These are like a sort of offset. They're still Star Trek ones, but it's not like in this thing. They're separate series for some reason. So I don't remember what any of these are about, and I think I'm solely making my choice based on the cover, because what I am seeing here on the Spock Messiah cover is Spock and the Enterprise and a planet. It looks more like a planet to me than like a sun, and if you look around it, these to me look like clouds. And I need a book with clouds on the cover, so that is what I'm saying it is. And I'm saying I'm gonna pick Spock Messiah, and I'm gonna use it for my clouds on the cover prompt for the Magical Readathon as well. This isn't super long. It's less than 200 pages. I think it's very doable with the fact that I had to start with 6 rolls, so let's do that. Roll number 2. You kicked it. What color? Red. Okay, roll number 2 was red, which means we're gonna be picking cards saying who gets to pick my book. Okay, we got our red cards. Presley's going to pick. Which red card are you gonna pick? Top? Oh, put it, show the camera. Other way, other side. Viewer.
Viewer.
Okay, that means you guys are picking my book. I posted a new updated TBR video last month that you have been commenting on. So I'm gonna pull up a random comment generator that way, and then that's how we're gonna pick my book. Okay, I've put my YouTube video in there, so we are going to randomize the comments. Okay, let's start. Okay, so this is a comment by Nikki, who actually is part of my Patreon book club. Hello. So we are going to be reading Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho, which is the sequel to Wicked Fox, which I loved. I gave 5 out of 5 stars. So I have been meaning to read this for a while. Like, I need to read this one. So this is the book. It is a gorgeous cover. Like I said, I absolutely love the first one. It does not fit any of my prompts for Magical Readathon, which is a little bit sad, but that's okay. I am excited for this. It is a YA urban fantasy about a 9-tailed fox girl, and in the first one, she's having to deal with like her mother and the human world and all this kind of stuff, and I really, really love that one. So I do need to read this one. Okay, ready? Roll number 3. Whoa! What color?
Orange.
Orange again.
It's funny.
Roll number 3 was an orange. Presley's having a great time playing this game, as you guys can tell. That means we're gonna pick another orange card and pick some more papers. Okay, get to pick again. I think it's just one card.
This is one card.
Oh, show the camera. What number is that?
4 again.
A 4 again, you're right. And I'm okay picking 4 pieces of paper again, because that gives me more options. So the first piece of paper is Aurora's End by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd book in a series that I absolutely love. It's the last book in the series, and I actually talked about it in series I need to finish. So like, I do need to finish it. I wanted to reread the series, and I don't think that's gonna happen this month, but like, this is an option. Okay, option number 2 is Polaris. This is the 5th book in a series that is a polyamorous reverse harem romance sort of series that I have not read in a while, and I don't fully know if I want to actually finish the series or not because it's been a while. We'll see. Option number 3 is Recursion by Blake Crouch. I read that already, so we're gonna take this out and redo option number 3, which is, okay, 7 Secrets, issues 1 through 3. This is a comic series where I have the first 3 issues because I think I got it through a Humble Bundle or something a couple years ago. I was actually meaning to read it in March because for the Buzzword Challenge in March, we had to read a book with Secret in the title, and I think this is one of the only ones I actually have, and I didn't get to it in March, so this could be a good option to do. And option number 4 is Beneath Black Sails. This is an ebook that I got, I want to say, at the end of last year sometime in a romance, like, Stuff Your Kindle event where, like, things were free, and I think it's, like, piratey based on the title and stuff. And I'm just noticing it has 2 E's in the title, which would fit one of my prompts. So I feel like, okay, so even though I do think 7 Secrets would be very easy to do because it's only 3 issues of a comic, that's not even a whole comic bind-up worth of comics, I'm intrigued by Beneath Black Sails, and it has 2 E's. Like I said before, I need. It says, she's a sea witch wanted for murder, he's a pirate hunter determined to capture her, and then I know it's a romance, so like, I want to read this one. Roll number 4, ready, 1. Oh.
It's orange again.
He made it orange again.
You made it orange again.
Okay, it has happened for the first time ever. Roll number 4 was an orange, which means we've had 3 oranges in one video, and I have to roll again. So not only did we have to do 6 rolls, we are now doing 7 rolls. Presley is having fun. That's all that matters, right? So we're gonna pick another orange card. Okay, for the next time, orange. Okay, you got it?
That's 1.
Okay, show the camera. What number is that?
3.
3. Okay, so 3 pieces of paper this time. Let's see what we get. The first one.
The food planet.
Yeah.
Well, on Earth,
we are on Earth, is Rosewater. Pretty sure that one is a sci-fi, which I love and have not read enough this year. So, number 2 is Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. This is one that I wanted to read during the trans rights readathon, but I had other like priority reads that I needed to do more. So this would be a good option. It is going to be a romance, which I also love. And the last paper to choose from is another Star Trek option, is Star Trek Ice Trap. I already know what I'm gonna do because I want to read Rosewater. This is by Tade Thompson, and the cover matches my shirt almost perfectly except for the blue, but it's black with like this sort of pinky red and that sort of orange. And you know what? Yeah, it's perfect. So this is a sci-fi as far as I remember. It is one of the longer books and I have a lot to read this month, but that's fine. We're gonna pick it. I have it on ebook, which should be easier to read. It's set in Nigeria. Rosewater is a town on the edge, a community formed around the edges of a mysterious alien biodome. And its residents comprise the hopeful, the hungry, and the helpless. Like an alien biodome, I'm ready. Roll number 5. What color? No, stop changing it. What color? It was blue, and now it's red. Roll number 5 was another red, so who else gets to pick my book? Red cards. Which one?
That one.
Okay. What is it? It's Patron.
This is Patron?
Yeah, this is the first time this has come up, but this means I need to put a message in my Patreon and see who's gonna pick a book for me. The thing is, my patrons are all around the world, and I don't know based on my time zone who's going to answer. This will be very interesting to see. Okay, I think I'm actually going to leave this open for a while. We have some errands and stuff to do after I'm done filming this today, and then I will see what that one is later and insert it here. Okay, it is now 6 p.m. I originally filmed this video at like 10 a.m. So I'm pretty sure I've had at least a couple of my patron people put book recommendations here for me to pick from. Yes, I have 2 of them here. One is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, book 1, because they know I own it and it's not read, and it's a middle grade. The second option is Aurora's End, because I should complete a series, which, thank you so much. You are completely right. And Aurora's End actually comes up one other time and I don't choose it. So because of that reason, because it feels like the universe is telling me I need to pick that book, that's the book we're going to go with. Aurora's End by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd and final book in a young adult sci-fi series that I absolutely love. I gave the first book 5 stars. I gave the second book 4.5, I think. Maybe it was a full 4. It was just not as good as the first one because it followed a certain character's point of view a little bit more than I would have liked. But this has Finn on the cover. This is my favorite character. I don't know where this book is going to go, but I do need to finish it because I love the series, and you're right, I need to finish a series. So thank you so much, Ren, for suggesting this one in my Discord for my patrons. We're gonna pick Aurora's End as the book. Roll number 6, because mommy had to roll 6 times first, right? Okay, here we go, roll number 6. Oh, what color?
Purple.
Purple. Roll number 6 was Purple, which is my Stephen King books. There are no cards for this one. I'm just doing a Stephen King project throughout this year. I actually did post the first vlog of it this month in March on my channel. I will leave a link down below in case you have not seen it yet, but those were all books from the 1970s. I'm currently working on the 80s. So I have a couple things that I need to read in the month of April. And the next one on my list is It. I have to read this in April. The good thing is I have read this many times before, so I should be able to very much speed through it, but this book is over 1,000 pages long. I have to roll the ball 7 times. Like, there's one more roll after this, and the text is so tiny. I love this book, I will say that. But yeah, we're reading It in April. And then we had 3 oranges.
Makes purple.
Right, so now we need to roll number 7.
7.
Ready? What color? Blue. And then finally, roll number 7 was blue. We didn't have any more 3s. I mean, technically, if we would have gotten another red, I would have had to roll again. But we got a blue. So this means you guys are gonna have a poll pick that you're gonna vote on. But we still have to pick a card to figure out exactly how we're picking those books that you're then going to vote on. This is the last cards we need to pick from, so which one are you gonna pick? Well, actually, I lied. We're picking these to then pick a different color card. So, do you know what word that is? What does that say? Can you turn it over? It's a color. What color is that? Green.
Green.
That says green. We're gonna pick a green card now.
Green card.
Yeah. Which is fun because the green cards are all like challenge prompts. So, come over here, baby. Okay, green card. This is the last card. I think that's just one. Yep. Oh, okay. Show the camera. This is a series that I need to continue. Okay, so I need to pick a book that is from a series I need to continue. I have filled out all of my magical readathon prompts except for 2. So I've done 3 because Rosewater matches my clothes, Beneath Black Sails has 2 E's, and Spock Messiah has clouds on the cover. The other books that I have picked so far, I don't know about the patron one now, in this timeline. I don't know. But I don't have a map, and I have not had somebody recommend or me pick a book from my top shelf. So I think I'm just going to see what I have up there versus what I have maybe that has a map that are all in series I need to continue, because that's the prompt, obviously. Okay, so this is much later in the day because I filmed a part of this video for you guys where I found a book that fit one of the magical readathon prompts and that fit for this game where I was finding a continuation of a series. The only thing is, this is for a blue roll, and I didn't actually give you guys choices to vote on because I forgot. So I went back, I found 2 options that actually still fit for what I'm supposed to do, a continuation of a series, but also fit for having a map in it, which is obviously one of the magical readathon prompts. So the first option I have here is A Tournament of Crowns by Elise Kova. This is the 3rd book in the Trial of Sorcerers series, which I absolutely loved. Book 1, 5 out of 5 stars. I did give book 2 a slightly lower score. I think it was still like a 4. It had second book syndrome a little bit, but also I was expecting a game, like magical trials, magical tournament, that kind of thing, and it never came to fruition, but it will be happening in here, so I'm very excited for this one. This is an indie book that is obviously magical, and I think this is a YA fantasy, but it does have a map in the book, and this is by an indie author, like I said. The books are gorgeous. Like, these are the standard hardcover editions. I also get them signed. I just absolutely love them. So that is option number 1. The second option is Fantasy of Fire by Kelly St. Clair. This is, again, the 3rd book in a series that is an indie author. I think this is still a YA series. This one, I believe, is fantasy romance. I guess it could be also a new adult series. I can't fully remember, but I actually have this checked out on Kindle Unlimited, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. I own the first book, which is this one here, because Lana from the India Chords sent this to me back during the first India Chords. I read it, fell in love with it. 4.5 stars for this and the sequel, just because the books are very different from each other, but it is fantasy. There wasn't as much romance in this first one as I was expecting, because they are fantasy romance. But I'm very excited for the third one because, again, I need to know where this is going to go. So they are both technically third books in a series. They both have maps. I can't really show you the map for Fantasy of Fire, and that's just because it's on Kindle Unlimited. It's an ebook thing. It does have a map, though. So I will be posting a poll for you guys to vote on when this video goes live. So you'll have 24 hours on Instagram stories or on Twitter to vote on that. Or if you miss that time period or don't want to go to those other places, leave a comment down below with your vote, because I do count those in as well. So yeah, that was my bad, but I did pick 2 books that technically fit those prompts. Okay, and then that is everything for my TBR game, but I still needed one more prompt for the Magical Readathon, unless my Patreon somehow voted for the stuff that's up there. I doubt it though. So what I did is I decided to pull down a book from my top shelf, which is the start of my TBR of my adult stuff. So it's all like the beginning of the alphabet, authors' last names in adult. Varying different genres, like some are fantasy, some are romance, some are sci-fi, but it's all basically A through F of the author's last names. So what I decided is I'm going to pick Bear With Me by Lucy Eden. If they don't somehow pick that one, you guys will know what my patrons have picked already. I don't currently. So yeah, this is the shortest book that was up there. That was part of the reason I picked it, because I have it on this list and multiple other books that I need to read. So this one is a romance. I believe it's a shifter romance or something like that. I could be completely mistaken. No, Friendly Bear. I'm pretty sure it's a shifter romance. It's novella length. I read one other book by Lucy Eden at the very beginning of this year, which I was okay with, but it was too short for me in my opinion. So I don't know. I think this one is longer. It's over 200 pages, and I think that first one was way under 200 pages. So I'm hoping this has enough meat to it that I really enjoy it. But yeah, I'm very excited to try this out. So this is our stack of physical books so far, because I might have another physical book from the patrons. But I have these, plus Beneath Black Sails and Rosewater. Not horrible necessarily, except for the fact that I now have to make sure I read 7 books instead of 5 in order to complete my TBR game for next month to buy an extra book, because we all know I need it since I bought too many things this month. So yeah, not too bad. I'm very curious though, if you guys are doing the Magical Readathon, what calling are you planning on doing? Because I definitely picked one of the new ones, which means it's not too bad now. We'll see how autumn goes, like when we get to August. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for today. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye. Apparently the ball's not choosing my colors. Yeah, blue and red makes purple. Presley's choosing my colors.